Love is a beautiful thing. Trust is all we need, eh? Though it is so lucky now, but I'm still waiting. When I do, I'll pay my dues and set to say I do. I'll give it up to you, cause everything I will do. What a girl's like a million. They just want my million in you. I'ma put on my billion love. I'll put my love in one basket. You're all that I have now. There's no one else.
Sex is the only act that people don't learn but think they could be an expert in it. Is it that funny? Or for so many of you, where did you learn how to make love? A lot of people learn how to have sex from pornography. And I say this a lot of time. Learning how to have sex from watching pornography is like learning how to drive from watching Fast and Furious. And you know what that means? Possibility of having a bedroom accident is very high. How did you learn how to have sex? All right, my name is Dr. Tolu. I'm a clinical couples counselor, a sex therapist, a professional one at that, and a mental health practitioner. This is Intimacy Clinic, and you are welcome to my show. Tonight, I will be concluding the topic, why or possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. You don't want to move a muscle.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here, right here.
My next point for possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage is overgeneralization and being used to the old pattern. For a lot of people, in fact, interestingly, this is so common in Nigeria. And I used to tell couples, if you don't fix your sexless marriage, the day your ex will catch your husband ex will catch him, that will be the end of your marriage. Or the day your wife ex, because that's what we do here. You know, the things you were doing with your ex, you cannot even do it with your wife. You can't do it with your husband. I mean, some men will say, if he's so person now, you know. And another thing, you know, the flip side of this is, some men usually say that, I cannot raise my wife's leg because I have to be eating her small. You know, she's not a prostitute, so I have to be I don't get it. Sincerely speaking, guys, there's no need for you to do that. Enjoy sex on earth, too. I don't even think they have sex in heaven. I don't think so, because I believe when you get to heaven, you are going to be bearing your name. They are going to call you. Nobody is going to call you Mrs. or Mr. And that should give you an insight to the fact that I don't think there will be sex in heaven. So you better have the sex. And for those of you that are so holy, sex is God's gift for you. You were celibate before you get married. You got married and you are still celibate. I don't get it all right? So for a lot of people, the way they've been doing it with their partner or with their ex, they couldn't get over it when they get to marriage. So when their husband wants to make love to them, it's either they are verbalizing it or in their head, they are thinking about it. Oh, how I wish he can be like Victor. Oh, how I wish he can be like Benga that was a Yoruba demon. I'm just saying, you know. So for a lot of people, the comparison will not allow you to even see the beautiful gifts that you have and take your time to enjoy it. It might look like it's not working at the beginning, but if the two of you can communicate and rub minds together, you see that, you know what, you can actually get better than those ones that you were thinking about. So for a lot of couple, that's why you see when people, especially in this part of the world, when their ex get hold of them, they are not able to let go. Because they could be very free with their ex. They could say all the dirty things, you know, beautiful dirty things that you say during lovemaking to their ex, but they can't say it to their partner. Maybe their partner is Momiwa or Yayad. You guys are making me to be a bit naughty tonight, all right? I'm still talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. And I will be taking the next point after this break.
When you talk about mental health, especially in this part of the world, what comes to people's mind is a psychotic disorder, whereas mental health is a state of emotional, social, psychological, and sexual well-being. It is therefore unwise for corporate organizations to be expecting optimal functionality from employees whose mental health are in shambles because you cannot give what you do not have. Expecting efficiency from employees having mental health issues like stress or anxiety disorder, OCD, PTSD, PPD, relationship and sexual issues, depression, overwhelming sadness, suicidal ideation, and the likes is like expecting a crippled person to run or a visually impaired person to lead the way. According to research, 60% of employees have mental health issues, and there are 15.2 million sick days per year due to these issues. Unfortunately, mental health issues are becoming alarming due to COVID-19, and the implications of these issues might be worse than the pandemic. No amount of trainings or motivations offered an employee with mental health issues will lead to improved productivity in the workplace. Following current world best practices in organization settings, the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria is therefore changing the narratives in corporate training by introducing different programs to promote organizational well-being. We have trainings for top management and HR executives, equipping them with the basic counseling skills as well as MWEP, a retainers program that gives employees access to professional counselors and therapists. We also have CRESOP, which is CRESOP, counseling resolution skills for optimal organizational performance. Wise organizations who have keyed into our programs are seeing amazing results, a well-functioning and happier workforce with improved social relationship skills and increased productivity. We are the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, exposing the ignorance around mental health and leading the crusade for mental wellness in Africa. There is no health without mental health. For more information, visit www.instituteofcounseling.org or you can call 0907 151 5089.
All right, welcome back. It is still Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu. And I've been talking about possible reasons you could be in a sexless marriage. And my next point is selfishness. You see, when it comes to lovemaking, I usually say it's like coming to a communion table. You know, it's like being a sacrificial lamb. It's like giving your all. Like, you know, it's like the highest level of vulnerability. You know, just take me. You know, do with me whatever you want. If you cannot come to that, you know, to that, it's a sacred place, really. If you cannot come to that place with that mindset, you are going to slip into a sexless marriage. When you are making love and it's all about you, sex is going to fly out of the window. It's called love making because there are two parties involved. And the beautiful thing about love making is if you can come into it with, you know what, it's not about me, it's about my partner. If you can come in with that mindset, imagine the two of you coming in with that mindset. Imagine how beautiful your sex life is going to be. So for a lot of people, you are so selfish. It's all about you. No foreplay, you know, before you jump on your woman. No foreplay, no blowjob, like I said earlier. You know, it's only the style that suits you. It's only when you want it. Everything is just about you, you, you. How will sex work? It takes two to tango. It takes two people to make love. So for a lot of you, the reason why you are in a sexless marriage is because it's all about you. You don't put the needs, the desires, the expectations of your partner into consideration. It's unfair. And after some time, the person will just let go. We stop struggling. We stop trying. And then they will, for a lot of you, you know, especially for us in this part of the world, your conditioning, the way you are being conditioned is not making you to really know how to make love. And then you make it all about you. My brother, my sister, that is the reason why you are not having sex in your marriage. My next point is what I call unrealistic expectations. You know, for a lot of you, you have watched porn all your life, and you are looking at the breast, you know, in pornography, you know, breast that never sags. You are looking at penis that are like 9 inches and that could last for 2 hours that will never go down. And then you are using that to compare your husband or compare your wife. It won't work. They are very unrealistic. Very unrealistic. You've watched porn so much and sex has become so technical. Everything you learn in porn, you are bringing it to your bedroom. You want to replicate it. You want your wife to be able to, you know, to give you blowjob, swallow your sperm, and then, you know, even, I mean, it's not like it's bad if she wants to, but for a lot of you, you don't even get sexual satisfaction unless that is done. And that is why there is a thin difference between kink and paraphilia. A lot of you need to see a sex therapist because some of your sexual expectations are weird, especially when your partner is not comfortable with it. So, talking about unrealistic expectation. So you are just trying to compare, you are looking for something, you are looking for, come on, get to know your partner. Find out what works for each other. Porn will not teach you how to make love. Or the best it will do is damage your sex life. If you need help, I have said this over and over again, talk to a sex therapist. And then my next point is sexual incompatibility. The two of you are not compatible. One is, I mean, maybe you even have different sexual orientations, you can imagine. Or it could be that one have a very high libido, the other one have a very low libido. And this is where there is need to actually get to know each other before getting married. Even if you want to be celibate, it's your choice. But you can actually talk about all of these things. There are people that are asexual. They don't want to have sex. It's not because of their gender identity. It's not because of their sexual orientation. They just don't like sex. They are naturally like that. You were born that way. Who knows, maybe that's the kind of person you are. Then don't go and put another person in trouble. All right? So you need to be compatible to be able to enjoy sex. If one person is wanting it, another person is not wanting it, there is going to be trouble. Right? And this could be the reason why you are not having sex.
Welcome to the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, the first counseling institute in Africa, leading the crusade of mental wellness to keep the society sane and productive. The institute uses a professional, non-discriminatory policy to educate all through her training and intervention programs. We train and certify clinical counselors and psychotherapists, companies and organizations for optimum performance, HR personnel with counseling skill for better human management, schools and church counselors to practice like professionals. Counseling is the new generational skill for helping people to be their best version and organizations for maximum performance. Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, changing lives, building dreams. Contact 10 Sumbo Jibowu Street, off Riabdu Road, off Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos, 0909 481 2983, or visit their website at www.instituteofcounselingng.org.
Then my next point is wrong religion and cultural conditioning. You see, this is supposed to be a topic on its own. I could talk about this for the next 1 hour. For a lot of people, while you were growing up, the only sex education you had, the only thing your parents told you is, if you touch a man, if you touch a woman, she will get pregnant. If a man touch you, you will get pregnant. You see, our parents, instead of educating us about sex, and you need to understand that sex education for children and teenagers is not the same thing as teaching people how to make love. They are two different things, right? So while we're growing up, instead of parents to teach, they put fear in your mind. Because even though they don't even understand it, or they are afraid to have that conversation with you, their best way of escaping that conversation is to keep putting fear in your mind. So you are afraid of sex. You condition your brain. Unfortunately, the brain understands. Everything you have been telling your brain since you were a child was sex is bad. When you are ovulating, when you feel like having sex, you'll be binding and be casting. How? When you bind and cast, when you feel like, your body is responding naturally and you are binding and casting, what are you doing? You are teaching your brain to be feeling guilty anytime you feel like having sex. Unfortunately, your sexual desire is not like a switch that you can on and off. So when you get into marriage, you struggle because you have conditioned your brain to hate sex over the years. And you can't just go in and say, oh, now I'm married, I want to start it. That's why for so many of you that are highly religious, the first night of marriage, wedding night is always 0 when it comes to sex. Because you've conditioned your brain for too long. Wrong conditioning, wrong cultural expectation. This is the major issue. The root cause of sexless marriages in Africa is huge. And my final point is linked to this one: inability or lack of desire to speak to a sex therapist. If you have wrong cultural conditioning, wrong religious conditioning, you have anosgamia, you have orgasmic problem, you have vaginismus, you have painful intercourse. All of these, you cannot pray them out. You need the help of a sex therapist. How can you be in a sexless marriage for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and you don't even think of speaking to a sex therapist? Like, who does that? If this is the only thing you are able to get from this show tonight, please pick my number, book an appointment. It will do you a lot of good. I hope you have been able to gain 1 or 2 things from tonight's episode of Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu. Don't move a muscle. I will be right back.
Intimacy Clinic. Love lives here. Right here.
My name is Olakunle Daudu.
Okay, sir. So who do you think usually makes the first move for sex, man or woman?
Man.
Why do you think so?
Because I believe a man usually make move before a woman. Because as a man, the body is not a stone. So that's what I think.
So you think women are shy, or you think they don't like sex? Which?
Women like sex, but man likes sex more than woman, because I believe man usually acts before woman.
Okay.
So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
My name is Charles.
Okay, so I would like to ask you a question for couples.
Okay.
Can a marriage without sex be fixed?
It's hard. It can't be fixed. Sex has to be part of marriage.
Okay.
So marriage without sex, I don't know how that is going to work. It's hard. It's hard.
So what would you advise these couples to do?
I think they need to seek for counseling. A marriage counselor, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you believe that a marriage counselor can help a sexless marriage?
Yes, it can help to rekindle back their romance, because it all starts from the mind. Yeah. Maybe they have lost sense of romance in the marriage, so they have to find a way to work it out. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. It's time to ask the fixer. Ask the fixer.
All right, welcome back to Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu, and this is the Ask the Fixer session. Don't forget that you can always send your questions to me, and I could be answering them in my next episode. The question I have here is from Mary from Port Harcourt. Mary says, Dr. Tolu, please, is it okay for me to have anal sex with my husband in order to prevent my marriage from divorce? Oh, wahoo, wahoo. All right, so this is what I'm going to say. When it comes to sex, sex is deep. And if you are searching, you can search and say you won't get to the end of it. So today is anal sex. Tomorrow it could be rhyming or rimi. Next tomorrow it could be group sex. Like, it's deep. So whatever works for you. So it's actually not my job to tell you what to do or what to practice in your marriage when it comes to sex. But this is the way I will answer this question, Mary. Nobody should make you to do what you do not want to do. Nobody. So if you want to have anal sex, it's your choice. But of course, we all know, that anal sex comes with its consequences. But if it's something you want to do, you want to walk around it, it's okay. It's your choice. But please, and to everybody in this situation, it takes two to make love. Do not subject yourself to any kind of sexual practice that you do not want to, all in the name of love or keeping a marriage. Because it doesn't even speak well of you. It's just you don't even know whom you are. You don't have self-esteem. Yes, it takes two to make love. Vulnerability is very important, but at the same time, you have a life. You should be able to say, you know what, this is what I want. And if somebody loves you, they should be able to respect your boundary. All right. Thank you for being a part of Intimacy Clinic with Dr. Tolu tonight. Before I go, here is my food for thought.
Here is food for thought. Food for thought.
My food for thought for tonight. Sex, the thing that takes the least amount of time but causes the most amount of trouble. Thank you for being a part of my show tonight. The Fixer is going to see you next week. Stay happy.